Hello everyone, it is Walt here once again bringing you another one of the 101 ways to feel happy on a daily basis. So here we are with our 28th part in the series, nearly a third of the way there. I mean, we're still like, 5 parts off from being a third of the way there, but whatnot. Let's dive into this one. So what is this principle all about? This one, part 28, is all about being creative. So one of the interesting things about being creative that I go back to 101 ways to motivate yourself. Great series. I also shout on that one. Steve Chandler, worth checking out. That kind of stuff. There's a great part where he says that a lot of people think that being creative means being original, when actually being creative is just being unexpected. So be unexpected. Don't kind of pressure yourself to always be original. But creativity and originality do have quite a tie-in. I mean, they're often used pretty synonymously throughout a lot of people's stuff. But I mean, they are different kind of things if you think about it. So being creative versus instead being original, I think that it's pretty debatable. But why is creativity important? Okay, well, I'll tie this in a little bit with also economic development, for example. I don't want to bore you guys too much here if you don't like economics, but I find it pretty fascinating. So it reminds me a little bit of the Made in China 2020 and the plan 2025, and China's plan to jump into original content. So China has poured a ton of money into building up their kind of system to have more patents, to have more papers, to have more tech, because they want the copyright kind of stuff to it. They want to be a lot like a country like America or a lot of Europe in terms of creating original intellectual content and having somebody else build it, because that's what we all want kind of situation there. Yet they run into a wall because their education system is not geared around doing that whatsoever. I mean, their education system is geared around memorization and following rules. So you don't learn to take risks and you don't learn to be creative. If you're not creative and you're not taking risks, you ain't making some original intellectual property that's worth making. So that's where China kind of goes, pew, pff, runs into a wall, all about that. So yeah, anyway, being creative is important because when you're creative, it's a state of mind where you feel very free, okay? Creativity is one of the most freeing states of mind. It's one of the best states of mind to experience, and you just feel like I can do anything. After a good creative session, I find this to be either video making or writing. I just get that kind of sensation I'm floating, like this is ecstasy kind of feeling, not ecstasy the drug, ecstasy the feeling. Yeah, ecstasy the drug, that's a good friend of methamphetamine. It's made almost exactly the same way. So if you want to know why don't take ecstasy, it's like meth, that's why. Anyway, of course, then it's also going to ruin your brain. It wears out the serotonin system, so you can never feel okay about anything. But anyway, this is not a video about that. This is a video instead about being creative. So being creative is important, and creativity is not that hard, okay? You can just do anything and call it creative. There's a big part of Latin American history called the Latin American boom between the 60s and 70s, where you had a bunch of people who were just like, okay, let's kind of just create a bunch of content that's about, magical realism, about what people wanted to make, and some of it was just stream of consciousness. So people would just tell a story and do the improv thing of you add to it and you add to it and you add to it, and then you just throw it down and publish it. And a lot of people think so much that you have to be perfect, but you don't have to be perfect, because when you're creative, okay, you come up with a bunch of great ideas, and some of them are going to be fantastic. So go with that childlike sense, go with creativity, and you're going to be happy. Anyway, that's about it for this video. I am Walt, and I will see you guys next time with our next video. So stay tuned. I'll see you then.